But let's get into some darts that we have seen already this past weekend. The World Series finals over in Salzburg, Austria. We opened up last week's show by talking about Gerwyn Price. He'd just won back-to-back titles on the floor in the Autumn Series, was in some good form, and we were saying, is he getting back to his best? Well, he's now followed it up, a third title in 6 days for the Iceman. Is he now the man to beat?
He's definitely one of them now. He did exactly what I said he needed to do when we were, what was it, not even a week ago, because we recorded on Wednesday. It'll be a week ago, I think, by the time you guys are listening. But we recorded right after he won his second consecutive title last Wednesday. And I said what he still needs to do is go and look like he's going to win on television. And not just a match, but go look like he was going to win a tournament. Because at the back end of last year, every single event he either won, well, it was really just one, but other than that, looked like he was going to win. He absolutely could have won the Players' Championship final, probably should have won the Players' Championship final in Minehead last year, had his best run at the World Championships, and was really there in or thereabouts every single week at the end of the year when every event was on TV. He hadn't yet done that this year until now. Winning this event, and not just winning it, but being the best player across his 4 matches, solidifies that he is back to where he was a year ago this time. And therefore, he is one of the men to beat. But Michael van Gerwen is still there. Yeah, he lost his first match, but he lost averaging nearly 103 to Glenn Durrant, who did the same. And then, of course, Peter Wright, who's the reigning world champion and lost averaging 108 against Gerwyn Price this weekend. So I think there's still 3 men to beat, just like there was a year ago. But Gerwyn Price is back, deserves to be in that company. He's won 3 titles in a row and now has that TV title to boot. Yes, he is one of the 3 men to beat.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. And before I get into it, just want to give a shout out to one of our followers on Twitter, DartsFan03. We put out a tweet before the final session of the weekend for our listeners to predict the final, predict the winner, and anyone who got it correct, we'd give them a shout out. So DartsFan03 was the only one to do it, so congratulations to them. I think we can all get swept up in the moment, sometimes a bit of recency bias when someone wins a big title, and especially in the fashion that Gerwyn Price did at the weekend. He beat some top quality players on that final day. Nathan Aspinall 10-9 in the quarterfinals. Peter Wright, who was averaging 108, beat him in the semi-finals, and then coming from behind to beat Rob Cross 11-9. And people are saying that Gerwyn Price is the best player in the world at the moment, but I think we're in such a great position with darts at the moment, and we're going to come on to a question later on who could potentially be the world number 1 going into 2021, but there are just so many good players at that top level. You think Michael van Gerwen performed well in the only game that he played at the weekend against Glenn Durrant. Glenn Durrant, he's got to be in the conversation. Peter Wright, the world champion, averages 108 in a semi-final. You're fancying your chances to win that game. But Nathan Aspinall, Gerwyn Price, I think it's just a great for us as fans, isn't it? Watching these events, hopefully now they're going to be week after week, and seeing who can come out on top in each of these games. And at the weekend, Gerwyn Price right now playing some great darts. Rob Cross said in his interview afterwards, he said that Gerwyn Price is playing the darts of his life, and to think Gerwyn Price has only been around on the scene on the tour for 5 or 6 years, still learning, and still good for a quote as well. You think after that semi-final win against Peter Wright, he said he doesn't think it's getting easier winning games on TV, but he feels he's getting better. And even after the final when he won it, he was saying all the right things. 8-4 down to come back and win. He said he's not the best player in the world, but he believes that his A game is better than anyone else's. And I don't think you can say that Gerwyn Price is the man to beat given the standard right now, but he is one of many players that you've got to beat to win these titles.